Howdy YouTube, my name's Ethanra, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. So something I thought I should be specific about because I know some people are going to give me examples of where they believed within their hearts of hearts that they would get Kyrie EX and they didn't, and I am sorry for that, but just as there are examples of that happening to you, there are examples of it not happening to me and Eternia. That's the entire point of things like chance and luck and RNG. It's still random, but it's better to believe you will get it and hope you will get it than to be negative about it the entire time, because when you're in that mindset, you're only hurting yourself. Trust me, I know exactly what it feels like to believe you're going to get something and then you don't. Like, I'm not going to get into it because it'll make this video longer than I want, but Eternia, if you don't mind, just, you know, say your part in the matter. But Eternia knows how bad I felt when I was pulling for the World of Final Fantasy banner. Like, when I first started playing the game, I was late to that, so I never got to pull from it the very first time. And then when it finally returned, there's a particular medal I was hoping beyond hope I would get, and I never did. As a matter of fact, it was so detrimental, the fallout from it, that I had to change my keyblades, because those of you who've been following me for a while will know this is not my main keyblade. I mean, it kind of is now, but it wasn't my original main keyblade. That's how bad it was. So I know what that feels like. But did that stop me from believing in Kyrie EX for myself and Eternia? No, no, I didn't. Because there's this old saying, it's more cheesiness, I guess, but that's the problem with society today, especially the youth. They believe that they don't get taught things like willpower and discipline, and things like when you get knocked down 7 times, get up 8. Speaking of which, I'm not going to be able to finish this because I won't be able to do enough damage. But be that as it may, when, okay, like that, for example, I'm pretty sure some of you are laughing about that. Like, I bet he thought he'd do it. Yeah, I did. But is that going to stop me from playing? Is that going to make me give up just because I couldn't do it that one time? Am I going to let myself stay down instead of just getting back up? Let me answer that question thusly. Okay, then. Now, back to what I want to talk to you about is, in addition to Eternia getting her Kyrie EX, as I believed she would, I want to share with you something very special with me about Birth by Sleep. I've had the game on the original, I've had the game since it was on the PSP, and I did virtually everything with Terra, like the secret bosses and everything. And spoiler alert for those of you who don't know, but I could never beat the mysterious figure, never. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't because I don't have the PSP and the game anymore. But I did beat the Vanitas Remnant. I believe that's what he's called here. I did a lot of the stuff in the arena, but you know, it wasn't a final mix, so I wasn't able to do the secret bosses like the Armor of the Master and No Heart. So I plan to try to take those guys on, but once I take down Cloud here, I'll move on to what I really want to talk about. Something very unique happened today, and like I said, in addition to Eternia getting her medal, which was what makes it even more cool than it already is. So we'll just do a little victory dance here, and once it brings me to the main screen, I will show you. Or rather, I would like for you to, because you've seen this screen like a million times, I would like for you to go and close your eyes right now, and I will bring up what I want to show you that I've done in the PlayStation Birth by Sleep. Oh, before I say that though, on the PSP, like I said, I did almost everything. Like, I got as far in the arena as I could, up to the point where I unlocked the Ultima Cannon. So yeah, but okay, here's what I want to show you. Close your eyes and look. Got the Ultima weapon. That is a very big deal for me. Firstly, because I've never done it before in this game. I never unlocked the Ultima weapon. If you look really difficult, I'm already messing it up. If you look really closely, you will see that that giant keyblade on the screen, not the Ultima weapon, but the one behind that, is the Ends of the Earth using the Ultima Cannon shot lock. And obviously that means I'm using Terra, but if you couldn't make that out, if you look to the bottom right, you'll see Terra's helmet. So like I said, doing everything with Terra, because he's my favorite. And I unlocked the Ultima weapon. And FYI, I was using the Ends of the Earth here. As a matter of fact, throughout the entire campaign, I used nothing but the Earth Shaker, and only when I got Ends of the Earth did I replace it. But yeah. So the kit I was using here was I was level 52, by the way. The kit I was using was R Solemn, Aerial Slam, Meteor Crash, Meteor, and Group Kurga. The reason why this is such a big deal is because, again, never did it before. I decided to go ahead and try to get farther with I keep calling it Coliseum, or I want to, the arena, and I happened to see there were some objectives I didn't do, so I did those, and it leveled up my arena rank. So I was able to take on the Villain's Vendetta, the name of the game mode, and I was able to defeat them all on the very first go on critical mode. As you can see, Terra's health there is very, very small. That's because I'm playing on critical mode. So on critical mode, I beat them on the very first try, something I've never done before at all. So I had no prior Villain's Vendetta experience. And it happened to be the same day Eternia got her Kyrie EX. So you can see why this is a big deal for me. Up until this point, like I said, I've been pretty much using, even here in this very match, I was using the Ends of the Earth. From this point onward, I'm probably using the Ultimate Weapon. Quick side note, the Ultimate Weapon in Birth by Sleep is my favorite incarnation of that weapon, unless they somehow make it look even cooler in Kingdom Hearts 3, because you know it'll appear there. The Birth by Sleep version is my favorite, because if you recall, in Kingdom Hearts 1, it looks very similar to this, but like with the decorations from Kingdom Hearts 2, if that makes any sense. Like, one of the funny things about the Ultimate Weapon in Kingdom Hearts 1 is it's the only weapon in Sora's entire arsenal that looks like a legit weapon. Like, the other ones are like giant keys that resemble swords. Giant keys, mostly. The Ultimate Weapon looked like an actual sword with just some decorations on it to make it try to look like a key. The blade was like an actual blade. So I thought that was pretty funny how it was as strong as it was because it actually looks like a weapon. So I thought that's pretty funny. But yeah, it actually looks like a blade. And I'm sorry the quality is so bad with this screenshot. It actually looks like a blade. And then for those of you who remember Kingdom Hearts 2, you know how giant that Ultimate Weapon is. And it's like gold and green and blues and all that stuff. So the Birth by Sleep version, to me, looks like those two were smashed together and you get this. It looks really nice. If you haven't seen anyone use it, just try to find your favorite Kingdom Hearts YouTuber of them playing Birth by Sleep and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a very beautiful weapon. It looks like an actual combination of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 Ultimate Weapon, so it's my favorite. Oh, I forgot to mention another part of the kit I was using was I was using the default finishing command. I believe is called Rising Rock. Don't quote me on that. Level 3. And I changed the name of it to Quake Hammer because it's the spinning jump attack, and then when Terra hits the ground with his Keyblade, those jagged rocks shoot up. It does a lot. Well, it does decent damage, really good damage, and for smaller enemies, actually like knocks them into the air, which allows me to continue my combos. So I like using it for that reason, even though it's not the strongest. In case you couldn't tell by my playstyle with crap, I cannot believe I actually forgot the name. I know it now, but I cannot believe I drew a blank there. Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, if you look at how my playstyle is, I try to balance everything out. Like, can my kit be effective against anything? Yes. Do I have any defensive skills? Yes. Do I have a way to restore my gauges? Yes. You know, that kind of thing. Instead of just being raw power, and then just hope for the best when it comes to refilling my gauge. Or second chance, for example. Do I have do I have anything that might, save my butt if I get KO'd? Yes. So that's what I try to do. I try to keep it more jack of all trades, master of none, versus excelling at one singular thing and then falling short everywhere else. So that's just my play style. Same thing here. But yeah, that's why I'm trying to explain why I use Quake Hammer, as I call it, versus his strongest finish command. What else did I want to discuss? Like I said, when I do something like this, feel free to look away. I already showed you what I wanted to show you. I know it's boring just looking at this. I just want to really make sure I cover everything I want to say, because I would hate to have to remake this video again. Let me think. Got the Ultimate Weapon the same day Eternia got Kyrie EX, as I had faith she would. did it on the very first try on critical mode. Yes, let me go ahead and talk about that real quick. So the bosses that only gave me actual trouble were the Ice Giant because I couldn't just, like I told you, I'm not an aggressive player by heart. I usually be more defensive, but I fought the Ice Giant before in this game, obviously, so I figured I could be just a little bit more aggressive. You kind of can. You just got to be careful about it, but he still can potentially kill you quite easily if you're not paying attention. So there was that one. A really bad one. I don't remember his name, but I'm just gonna call it the Wicked Wheel. It's the one from Aurora's level, the Maleficent's world. You know what I'm talking about? The Enchanted Dominion. Yeah, there we go. I forgot the name there. Enchanted Dominion. That unversed. And by the way, if I said heartless earlier, obviously I meant unversed. I anyway. Before I mess up this video anymore, let me try to stay on track here. That unversed gave me some trouble because how aggressive it is, or if I'm doing a attack like my Quake Hammer, for example, and it just happens to trigger its enrage animation, it'll drain my HP to like 1% because I can't move when I'm doing the finish command or whatever I'm doing, and then once I come out of it and I'm able to be hurt, I get stun locked by that animation. So that got pretty hairy, but it didn't defeat me. I managed to get through that. And then the quote unquote hardest fight would be with the I believe it's called the Iron Jailer, Iron Keeper. That could be wrong, but it's the unversed with the looks like a goat with a giant hammer, or rather in its default form, it looks like a goat with its legs and arms chained up. That thing, and the more you progress in the arena, the more it evolves to try to kill you. That one was not as hard. Like the Wicked Wheel, as I call it, actually gave me more trouble than him. But that's because A, stun locked, and B, with the other one, I have pretty much memorized how to fight him. Like I had a lot of practice, even though I didn't practice at all with this, because again, did on my first try. I have fought him before a lot, especially in the PSP version when there wasn't that much to do versus this. Um, and obviously, when going through this version, the PS3, I keep saying obviously, sorry, I got more practice in fighting him here as well. So when I finally fought him in Villain's Vendetta, that wasn't a big deal as well. And I also want to say this. I kind of hate the screenshots not as good as I wanted it to be because I wasn't thinking when I did it. I was just so happy that I got this that I was like, I got to take a screenshot of this, that I actually did get a trophy for it. I wish I had that to, further prove I've never done it before, but there was a little trophy that popped up, said Villain's Vendetta. So I kind of hate I didn't get that captured here. But this is absolutely my first try. I've never seen anyone do it. I've never done it before. On critical mode, no deaths, so I was just super proud of that. But yeah, back to the Iron Jailer. I had a counter for virtually everything he did. Like, as I fought him in the beginning and learned his patterns and whatnot, the things I learned are like when he fades away into the arena itself and then starts throwing chunks of that at you, all you need to do, if you're Terra, is use your slide. Don't Sonic Impact, just use the slide because it has the invincibility frames. When he's trying to suck you in and then blow up, just get as far away from him as you can, and if you mash the slide button while trying to go the opposite direction he's pulling you into, I recommend just facing the camera towards him and just, pull back, mash square. Chances are you'll be able to get out of it just fine. Now, sometimes he will still tag you with it just because of where he pulled you in, but if you're at maximum distance, he can't catch you. If you're just within range of it to affect you, if you do what I said, it won't hit you at all. But anywhere between there, it'll still tag you occasionally. When he does that fiery spin, the thing that's absolutely guaranteed to kill you if you're not careful, I've kind of got it down to where I know how many times he'll spin by me. So all I do is just time it to where if I need to heal, I wait for that attack to end, dodge accordingly, and then heal. When he gets enraged and starts swinging the hammer at you, in this form, I don't know, because I want to say I've seen it happen, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I might just think of another time where I stun locked him. But in all his other forms, when he gets enraged like that and starts swinging the hammer at you, you can just block it and counterattack, and it'll be enough to stun him, and then you can get some hits in. But it's like when I fought him this time, and up until the entire point it happened, I swear he doesn't get stun locked from that, but I thought he did. It was really weird. It's all the more reason why I wish I had the money and the equipment to record it for you all, so you all could have saw it with me. But yeah, so in general, anyway, that attack can be blocked. Sometimes I guess it'll work, and sometimes it doesn't. What else does he do? Oh, yes, of course. Another attack that'll probably get you killed is where he dives under the ground and then explodes out. Another one is the little jail thing he makes out for you, but if you're fast enough, you can destroy it. I wouldn't recommend doing that. you can just avoid it no problem anyway, or try to juke it out, like in my case, slide over it right before it touches you so you don't get caught. You can do that. But back to the other one where he erupts out of the ground. What I do for that is because what I used to do on his weaker forms when he did that, I would have aerial slam where I would slide out of the way, then aerial slam to like counterattack him. But I wouldn't risk it with this one. And in general, because this one is an actual better strategy I thought up, would be, in my case, I also forgot to mention, and it's kind of obvious with the screenshot anyway, a part of my kit is the Ultima Cannon. What I would do is, because it seems like if I try to shot lock him at any other time, he'll just avoid it anyway. So what I do is when he dives into the ground, I try to get away from the walls because that kind of messes it up. You want to be like near the middle of the arena, anywhere in there. And right before he erupts out of the ground, I would slide for the invincibility frames, immediately turn around, press R1 to lock on, or R1 to make me lock on anyway, depending on how far away I am from him. Face him, and then immediately shot lock, and it gives a lot of damage to him. It's a great way to get some damage on him. Like I said, ordinarily I don't do things like just consistent shot locks, but if there's any time I would say to do it and it works is here. But like I just said, it's not consistent shot locks. I actually waited for the opportunity to use my shot lock, and that's the only time I actually use it. Unless he's like so close to dying, I know if I can get in the shot lock off, I might risk it. But at the same time, like I said, whenever I have used a shot lock and he's not doing that attack, like right out of the ending animation, he will dive into the ground. The first explosion might hit him, but then the second one won't because he'll dive in the ground, or he'll be really fast and just dodge it entirely. But I believe I've covered everything he can do. I know it ultimately doesn't matter. Some of you probably will never play the game. Some of you probably beat him, don't care. I'm just trying to show how I'm not, despite how I record videos and despite what goes on in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, I am not that bad of a player. When I get my hands on whatever it is I'm doing, if I understand the mechanics, and provided the mechanics are fluid enough to, work the way I imagine they will work, I can handle it. Because like I said, critical mode. Very first try. No practice in this mode at all. And because I had a ready-made strategy for the Iron Keeper anyway from previous matches, he was no trouble at all. Like I said, the Wicked Wheel gave me more trouble than him. But with that being said, sorry this video went on for so long. It's just, like I said, I was so happy to get this Keyblade. Like I said, it's not my favorite Keyblade, because again, Ends of the Earth is. But as far as Ultima weapons go, this incarnation is my favorite Ultima weapon. And then, like, I keep saying, like I said, sorry about that. But another thing that makes it special, aside from everything else, critical mode, first try, no practice as far as this mode is concerned, is I got it with my boy Terra. And it's the same day Eternia got Kyrie EX. So that in itself is pretty neat. I like that a lot. So thank you all for tuning in. Sorry I took up so much of your time with just a screenshot. But like I said, I like to have these little talks with you. And as I established already, since you know for a fact it's going to be here, feel free to do whatever you want as long as you can still somewhat hear me. Thank you all for tuning in. And I will... yeah, there's the second one. I was trying to make it really good. Yeah, see, this one's better. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you around.